Fellas, what's going on, man? It's 12:47, the great one. You know what I mean, man? Always on my grind. Always on my grind, bettering myself. Today's a beautiful day, man. I'm gonna make the best of it because it's the only day I have. Because yesterday is gone, so the future's not here yet. So I'm in the now. So I'm about to be great right now. Anyways, fellas, quick question. This is something I gotta ask you. It's something that just came to my mind. If you want to better yourself, do you stay around people that don't? If you want to better yourself in an environment that you are in, the people that are in your your community, your environment, majority of these people don't want to better themselves. Do you stay around, basically, like to keep it real? To keep it how I say down south, to keep it trill. Do I stay around people in an environment that's okay with mediocrity? Do I stay around these people? And if I decide to move to a better situation, to create a better situation for myself and for my family, am I a traitor to my race and to my community? Once again, if the people that are around me that are not trying to better themselves, am I necessarily a traitor if I decide to move away? The reason why I ask this is because a lot of shaming tactics, I've heard this so many times in almost my 40 years on this earth, of men and women that's moved away to create a better situation for them and their family. They are called traitors. They are not real. They're not being real. Like I said, it goes back to the thing I did before, trying to prove your blackness to degenerate people. Once again, if I move away from a particular group or community of people that are not trying to help anybody, but they are constantly in destructive mode, am I necessarily a traitor to that community, or to my race, or to my ethnicity, whatever you want to call it? Am I a traitor, period, if I decide to move away into a different situation or a better situation? Am I a traitor? It's just funny how it's like people talking about crabs in the barrel. The crabs, especially in so-called black community, it's a crabs in the barrel mentality. You got people within this cluster, I ain't gonna curse, this cluster wanting to get out. But when people in the community hear that you want to leave this situation, you're deemed a traitor. And this is not exaggeration. This is pure facts. You can ask anybody, any so-called African American in any inner city, in any community around the United States, in situations that are not the best, and they try to move, and they are deemed as traitors. I'm just trying to understand, how am I a traitor because I want to make my situation for me and my family a lot better than what's happening around me? How am I a traitor? Because I want better. Somebody wants better than what is being presented to me, but somehow I'm a traitor? How does that work? People flee. The thing is here's the thing, right? Because people come to the United States all the time, right? Right? So I've been studying all the other cultures and other so-called ethnicities and other groups of people that have come to the United States, right? So when people leave, like I said, Ethiopia, right? Men and women flee all the time. People leave Somalia. People leave from South America. People leave from when Jamaica was getting crazy. People leave Dominican Republic. People leave all the time, to come to the United States. So the people have left their communities to come here to the United States to make a better situation. Are these people deemed as traitors to their community? So if so-and-so left Africa, if they left Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Rwanda, whatever, they left their countries and their communities and the people that spoke their languages and custom and courtesy, they left because they didn't like what they were seeing. They could possibly be put into danger. So, hey, that man or woman, that family up and left that particular situation and came to another one. Are they considered traitors to their country? Are they considered traitors to their community back in their country? They said, listen, this situation is getting too hot and too heavy. It's getting too political. People out here dying. If they speak up about this person or that person, there's different situations going on. Things are not being distributed correctly. There's people that's on the higher ups that's not doing what they're supposed to do. And there's people out here. There's armies. I've heard many things, especially in Rwanda, and there's so many. I go South Africa. There's so many places I can go. That I can name in other parts of the world where people escape tyranny to come to the United States and to start fresh. And these people are not labeled as traitors to their community. But as soon as we leave, as soon as we go to another community, as soon as we attach ourselves to somebody different, why are we labeled a traitor to our so-called community? Oh, you left the black community to go over to so-and-so, and oh, you a traitor and this, that, and the third. How am I a traitor when everybody does this on planet Earth? But they're not labeled as traitors, but I am? How does that work? Why be around a bunch of people who are okay with mediocrity? That's what the numbers say. Black community is probably one of the biggest communities as far as girth and weight on planet Earth. STDs is out the STD rate in the so-called black community is astronomical. These are what the numbers say. This is not what I'm saying. I'm not talking off the side of my neck. That's what the numbers say. You know what I'm saying? Our so-called women are one of the highest abortionaires on planet Earth. But once again, this is what I'm supposed to stick with. I'm supposed to work with these people and to build something when these people are clearly destructive. But if I leave this community and go connect with somebody else, I'm a traitor. How does that work? I left my situation to go, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like me going to the military. You know what I'm saying? I left upstate New York and joined the Air Force. You know what I'm saying? I went over to Japan for 6.5 years to connect with other groups of people, connected with the other community. Am I a traitor to Rochester? Am I a traitor to the community in so-called upstate New York, in Rochester, New York? Once again, come on, man. How is it that we in the black community have to stay in the black community? In the American, I'm sorry, let's be specific since everybody that has brown skin is black all of a sudden. Okay, cool. So in the American black community, why do we have to stay in with our community? Cool, I was born in Rochester, New York. Do I need to stay in Rochester, New York for the rest of my life to be down with the community? Do I need to go to another inner city and to connect with that inner city? Or can I just be who I want to be any way I want to be it? And that's the problem with the so-called American black community. It's like I said before, I did a video like months ago saying that to me, black community is basically like a concentration camp. It's like we had to wait till our number gets called and for you know what I'm saying? It's like we sitting around waiting basically just to die. You know what I'm saying? If Pookie don't kill us, if Sheila don't kill us, if the cop don't kill us, if the food I'm eating don't kill us, you know what I'm saying? If the water I'm drinking don't kill me. I mean, it's like, listen, we just wait. Like, to me, like I said, much love to the people that's out there and in these inner cities and things of that nature, just making things happen. So I'm not going to ever say nothing's not ever happening. I would never say that. But to me, I'm going by the numbers. Where things used to be and where things are right now is a huge drop off. That's the facts. We can't argue facts. I mean, like I said, back in the 60s, the marriage rate was well over 70%. To compare to what, 2020? I don't think the marriage rate is even at, dang it, I don't think it's even at like 30%. It might be like at 20-something percent. I think the so-called the marriage rate in the so-called American black community is the lowest on planet Earth. We are the lowest marital rate among all people. Which goes to show me we don't have no community. There is no community. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We don't have a community. Once again, if the marital rate in your so-called community is the lowest on planet Earth amongst all groups of people, it's over. There is nothing left for me to do within this so-called American black community. It's done. It's a wrap. It's the American black community is on the way out the door. It's about to be nullified. It's about to be done. If your marital rate is not even 30%, you don't have a community. Your people are not even trying to commune and try to create, even procreate like that. Not even procreate. I'm just saying, just being a community, that means you're intertwined with man and woman. In the black community, that's not, in America, that's not happening. The so-called American black man, American black woman they're having babies, but nobody, I mean, they're not even having, let me back up. Amongst women, the single motherhood rate is over 70%. The single fatherhood rate, I don't think is even at like 20-something percent. Because over 50% of so-called black men in America don't have children. I think the number is about 30-something percent. Like I said, out of 100% of so-called American black men, 51% are childless. The other 30-something percent are married. And that, like I said, it's only maybe 18 to maybe 25% of those men out, the so-called Pookies and Ray Rays, that's just having babies willy-nilly. Compared to 70-something percent, compared to over 70%, or I think it's like 77% of black women that are single mothers. But they're getting only pregnated by like 18 to 20% of so-called African-American males. So the ratio is like, it's like a 2 to 7, it's like a 1 to 7 ratio. 1 to almost 8 ratio. That's crazy. So like I said, there's only a small percentage of men that's actually procreating with all these women. That's what the numbers say. I'm not, you guys can look this up in CDC if you want to, but like I said, I mean, I'm not sitting here making this stuff up. But once again, I don't mean to going to diatribe and all this other stuff. All I'm saying is this. The black community, to me, like I said, is on its way out the door. When the marital rate is the lowest on planet Earth, you don't have a community. You just have a bunch of people that's next to each other. You don't have a community. Community starts with man and woman. And it don't look like in the black community, man and woman in the so-called American black community want to be with each other. So you don't have a community. But once again, if I move away from this, from what I see, and I move away and join myself to somebody else, that means I'm a traitor. Like, how does that work? Why? I see dysfunction. If I see a lot of dysfunction, I'm going to move from dysfunction. Everybody moves from dysfunctional people, places, different countries, different continents. People move, relocate to a whole different continent from where they came from. Are they labeled a traitor? No. When all these people leave Africa to come to America, are these people labeled traitors in all these different countries? No. So once again, how do I leave my community that I see dysfunctional every single day? It is not getting better according to the numbers. The marital rate is at the all-time lowest out of everybody in the United States, and I leave the dysfunction and go somewhere else. I'm a traitor. Come on, fellas. What's going on here, man? I'm not talking out the side of my neck. This is very real. Nobody else is a traitor to their race and to their community, but as soon as I leave the so-called American black community, I'm a traitor now. Oh, I went over to these Latinos. Oh, you're a traitor. Oh, I went over here to, I went to this country over here. Oh, you're a traitor. Okay, I went over here. I can go down the street and connect myself to another group of people. Okay, cool. I joined up with the so-called Ethiopians, Eritreans. Oh, you're a traitor. So what is it? So what is this traitor thing about? I don't think it has to do with me being there. Like I said, to me, it goes back to the resources. You're allocating your resources once again to another group of people. That's why you're a traitor. You're allocating your resources to another group of people. That's why you're a traitor. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with what you have. And this is why you're a traitor to the so-called American black community, because your resources and everything that you're producing is going to another group of people, when it should be going back to these degenerate people. I'm just saying, fellas, man, move about. Move about. If you're a traitor, then so be. I be a traitor. So what? Oh well. I'm not gonna be around. Like I said, numbers speak for itself. Come on, I'm going through a divorce right now. You talking about the marital rate is not even at 30%, it's at 20-something%. You guys can look this up on the CDC, man. You guys can look this up right now. Not even 30%. You talking about 3 out of 10 marriages. 3 out of 10. That's horrible. We all might as well just be single and just like I said, just nix the whole, scrap the whole black community altogether, because there is no more community. When people are not getting married and staying together, you don't have a community. Like I said, the last 50 years, man, the black community is basically in the boo-boo hole. It's done. Trying to rebuild something that doesn't even exist, it's just retarded. Yeah, people. There's like I said, people that live next to each other is not a community. That's not a community. You're just living next to the brother or sister that's next to you. We're not community. We're not building nothing. We're just producing a bunch of LeBron James and Zion Williamson and a bunch of Odell Beckhams and Lil Uzi Vert and Meg the Stallion. This is what's coming from the black community right now in 2020. Meg the Stallion, LeBron James, Zion Williamson, Odell Beckham, Little Uzi Vert, Lil Baby, Da Baby, another baby, all these babies. Twerking and all this craziness that's coming from the black community, man. It's nowhere near what it was 50-something years ago. But once again, I'm demonized because I moved and go create my own community somewhere else. I'm the bad guy. I'm demonized. Oh, you don't keep it real. You couldn't handle it. Like, nigga, I don't want to get shot. I don't want to get stabbed. Like I said, hey, I got a better chance hooking up with other people that's actually trying to build. But I'm demonized because I moved from the so-called black community and I hook up with other people. I'm the bad guy though, right? Anyways, fellas, man. like I said, simple question. How am I a traitor to my community when other people move all the time to make their situations better? How am I the bad guy? Because I left my so-called community to move somewhere else to connect with a different group of people. Or hell, I take my family and we go start our own community somewhere else. But since I'm not with the dysfunction over here, now I'm the bad guy. Nobody says this to anybody. I've never heard any group of people say that their people were traitors to their country or to their so-called community because they left and went somewhere else. I've never heard this from any other group of people but our people, our so-called people. Never heard this from no group in Africa, no Latino group, nobody. I've never heard this, ever. You moved and made the situation better, cool. All I hear was good for you. Make that situation better so maybe we could come over and we could join you. That's what I hear. Hey, you so-and-so move, Paco move, or Lourdes move, Mesky move, Mesky and her family moved to a different area. They moved, you know what I'm saying? They're in so-and-so city, making it happen, breaking ground, building this, building that, maybe renovating homes so they can move over their family members. But I don't hear these people countries saying, oh, you moved Metzky, you a traitor. I've never heard that. I don't mean to mock y'all, I'm sorry, but I'm saying that I've never heard, I mean, Asian people, Chinese people, all these people, Vietnamese, I see Filipinos moving everywhere. I don't hear these people in their countries saying, oh, you moved from the Philippines, or you moved from Vietnam, you moved from China, you moved from wherever to go to America, to start afresh, to start anew. I don't hear these people country saying that they betrayed their so-called community. I'm not lying to you. You've never heard it either. But as soon as so-called American black men goes somewhere else, oh, he's a traitor. Come on, man, fellas. Know what time it is, man. All I'm saying is know what time it is. I've been rambling for like 22 minutes. But anyways, man, fellas, make it happen. Make moves. Who cares what these people are saying? Because to me, the black community is just about done. So you guys like, share, and subscribe. Peace.